6:30.
Mine says 6:30 on nothing.
Really good.
Okay, there we go. Now we're recording.
All right, it's 6:30 on February 12th. We have our council workshop to order. So it is a council goal setting session, date selection process and format. So we have 30 minutes in our goal, this workshop is to pick a date to set goals for the city.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. I'll put some suggestions on how to actually format the meeting itself. I want to run that past council, so you're not just walking in on a Saturday afternoon going now. So, want to present that. So I'm reading my report here really quick. At the January 8th, 2024 council meeting, council adopted the city's strategic plan. On January 11th and January 29th, council held joint meetings with the planning commission and tourism committee respectively. The council is now prepared to meet and set their goals for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. These goals will be used to create the 24-25 budget. First item is date selection. What date works best for council? Keep in mind this will be a multi-hour, possibly multi-day process. Second, the process itself. At the start of the meeting, I will review the 23-24 goal status and present goals department heads would like to meet in 24-25. My next thought is to go over the list of the recommendations from each goal within the strategic plan and select the top 3 from there and whittle it down to a top 8 across all 5 goals. This will allow city staff to focus on the most important goals and make some significant progress on them. The format, I have talked to other city managers as the best way to organize and present the goals. Attached is Wood Village's council goals and the draft example for Cascade box based off of Wood Village. I like the format because it clearly lays out the overall goals of the strategic plan and the action taken within those goals to meet them. It also lists the person in charge of the timeline. I will note that Wood Village only has 13 objectives and not all goals have an objective. Like I can share that on screen. Probably didn't come out the greatest in Wood Village.
I don't think you got, I mean, all I have is the one step, the outcome.
Should be, they have their resolution they passed, and then should have a copy
Back page,
on the back.
you know, of that, yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So I guess first thing, date. At least so I can get the budget process started, I guess sooner than later, but it's gotta be a date for that for everyone.
And how many hours, I forgot, I did like this prioritized goal list that we did as well. I'm forgetting how many hours we're thinking.
Well, it's multi-hours, multiple days.
Yeah, it really depends on how in-depth council wants to get on this discussion. So, I mean, I would set aside a minimum of 3 or 4 hours. I wouldn't do more than that in one day, it'd be a long day. But if it's more than that, I would suggest having a second day picked just in case.
If that makes sense, we could do a 4-hour session, maybe 2 hours break, 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
good way for us to focus, and I like the idea of having 2 separate dates, so that way we have another date to fall back on, we've already picked. 4 hours, what does that mean as far as day options? Because there are people on council that might not be able to get
Yeah, I
here.
was thinking of the 2 missing, Sean and.
Yeah,
I don't mind a Saturday and yet, like, the 17th, I'm not available till about 1 or 2, 24th, not till noon.
Before we get into that, you mind if we hold off on that? I would like to hear what Mr. Keller has to say as far as his availability since he's on the call.
Yeah.
And I know he works in Hood River and he may have limited availability, so. Can we start there?
I'm pretty busy on the Saturdays coming up. So whatever needs to work, I'll do what I can, but Saturdays are pretty busy.
I believe we did a Sunday last year as well.
I personally, I don't think I could do anything Monday through Friday myself. I think that would be really tough. Eric, are you out all day on Saturday then, on all Saturdays, or if we got?
Not all of them. I think I'm free the 8th that weekend, that Saturday, whatever. I don't know what the date off the top of my head. The 20 something, like the 20, what is it? The February 24th, I could probably do.
That weekend I'm out, I've got a home and garden show in Portland that I'm gonna present at.
How about Sundays, Eric? Anybody
I-
here?
Sunday, March 3rd, I'm busy, but that's about it.
How does this, what about the 2nd of March? It's a Saturday.
I'm not here.
Okay. The 3rd of March, Eric?
The 3rd of March would be fine with me.
After 12.
It doesn't work for me.
Okay, yeah, we're out of town that weekend. The following weekend? The 9th and 10th?
And or February Sundays? Any February Sundays?
The only February Sunday we have is 18th, because I'm not available on 23rd.
Okay,
Eric, what about this Sunday?
I'm gonna be out of town.
okay.
It can always be an evening too, weekday evening.
You know, like a city council meeting. So,
I mean, all my days are Saturdays and Sundays, so.
All your dates that are booked up.
The joys of being retired.
no, open.
When do we need to have this done by? I mean, what's kind of working backwards for you?
Preferably, I mean, so until they're actually adopted, by resolution council meeting, they're not official. So I mean, I was hoping to have them by the March 11th council meeting. Sounds like that's not gonna happen, so by the March 25th council meeting, have them officially adopted. Would be great. I can use those to move forward with the budget. And then I'll have a lot of budget filled in by then, but I can officially use it at that point.
What about the 10th and the 17th, 10th being our first, day, and hopefully we get done with it then, it's a Sunday, and then the 17th being a backup, just in case we don't have it done.
Seventeenth is St. Patrick's Day, not that that matters to me, but a lot of folks do things with their kids, so.
Well, I think,
I'm available the 10th. Eric, you available?
I'm available on the 10th.
you guys are flexible. All right, so let's, I say let's roll with the 10th and the 17th, is it backup?
Yep,
Um,
starting at 1 o'clock, does that work?
perfect, 1 to 5.
1 o'clock on the 10th.
Daylight savings
Deal.
time.
So will our clocks change that evening or that morning?
They changed the night, you changed them the night before.
Okay.
My phone just does it all on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just go to my hotel and eat.
And then I realized my,
the Jeep.
yeah, my Jeep or my stove doesn't actually change it, so yeah. Okay, perfect. The process, does council want department heads input on what their goals are?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Are they aware of the goals that are outlined in the
Yes.
strategic plan?
Yes, they are. I gave it all to them.
So the goals that kind of all, in the Lincoln strategic plan,
Yes.
all their departments, they should be able to give us some recommendations on intermediary steps to work towards those.
Correct, yeah.
And we saw some tourism goals. We didn't see the planning goals, did we? Or are we waiting? Are they waiting to hear ours?
They're waiting to hear councils. They want marching orders from council.
So do you want us to input to you by email prior to this meeting? I mean, sometimes we've done something like that.
If council wants to do that, I can kind of categorize them and have them ready for the meeting. Or you can just leave open discussion at the meeting with the council.
Now, you've listed some based on our strategic plan.
Those are just kind of filling the gaps, yeah, I mean, those don't have any bearing.
I got kind of thrown off by that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to push anything, yeah, I was trying to.
The idea to show us what the format can look like.
Exactly, yeah.
We take our goals that we had that we did last time. And bring those to our attention and look up and set, is that what we're doing?
Completely up to council, what I can do, is I can take goals from last year and kind of place them in the goals they would fit in our strategic plan. and kind of go from there. Or we can go just off the action items recommended in the plan, however council wants to.
I'm not sure, I thought what you were asking was the kind of status of 2020.
We did a lot of work on those goal settings, and I remember, right, so I'd like to.
See where we finished.
Yeah, and if priorities have changed with the ones we set, since they were important enough to put on it at that time.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and it sounds like kind of weird, because we started the meeting, our review, the 2023, 2024 goals that we present. Goals department had like the meeting 2024, 2025, it seems like a really good kind of segue, what have we got done? What did we say we wanted to do, what did we get finished, what isn't quite done, and how does that tie in with our vision plan?
Especially since we have all the same council members too.
And I do like you're fitting it into the strategic plan goals and what word did you use, the action implementation plan?
Objectives or recommended action items is what they're called in the strategic plan.
Right. Since that we went through that whole process and that's what our community said were the goals, yeah. Okay,
Does that answer your questions and help?
Yes,
Guidance
yes,
for what we're doing and when we're doing it?
yes, it does. I'll have a more updated report on our current goals and how they fit into the new strategic plan, and then go from there.
thank you.
Any feedback for Jordan on the proposed, the layout? You guys like the way that kind of mirroring what Wood Village did as far as the goal, what the objectives, responsible person and timeline to these?
I'm happy if you like that better than this.
Yeah, it's not as detailed as that. That one had a lot of the individual steps listed. This just has kind of the overall goal and the timeline. So yeah, a lot of that is more the operational, not so much the strategic part of it, which I don't think needs to actually be in this document,
Okay,
at least the official document.
We don't need to necessarily be in the weeds with every single detail that's happening from the tactics level, we don't get these strategic objectives accomplished.
Correct.
I like kind of the 30,000 foot overview that we get from this personally.
and I did like when we did goal setting with the joint board meeting that you asked us, what are your ideas, and then brought them to us. So I don't mind that we had that opportunity before we met, so that it could save time maybe during a meeting. Whenever you draft the next draft, and then however you want to make that ask to us, specifically for planning, specifically for tourism, specifically for, what are you all thinking, that we've got this big list, so that when, I don't know, or do you prefer to just do that at the meeting?
I think if I'm following you correctly, you're talking about actually delegating the work. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, if planning wants goals from us, are we gonna think about that ahead of time, and then share, here's possible things to work on, like we did with the port? When we had the joint meeting and then it was honed down.
We can do that. Again, if you guys want to send me a list beforehand. but-
Nobody else likes it, we don't have to, thank you, I'm sorry. For that.
Give your desks.
I should
Need that goal.
Tammy's
Yeah.
desk.
So I'm not sure I understand your question.
Well, there are times we have shared what goals we have, and I believe we left the joint tourism meeting saying, let's all think about goals we have for tourism. Is that one of the things we left? I'd have to look at the minutes. So that if we compile the list, then it might make the discussion, some people say, no, that's not on the list or not. But again, sounds like that could just happen at our meeting.
I'm still not following what it is that you're suggesting.
Can I interrupt you a second?
Yes.
I'm following what you're saying, that's
Okay.
what I.
Hey.
The way that I see with planning is it's not like the other committees, their goals will come will be derived from when we set our goals. Then
Okay.
we'll say, this is a planning committee thing that they need to work on for us to be able to obtain that goal.
Okay, so that'll happen during our
I
discussion.
think, because I was trying to think, okay, what would I put on a list right now to ask planning about? And I'm not sure, because it's based on the
Right.
goals that we're gonna be setting.
Yeah.
So I think that particular committee might have to be in a different order.
And probably tourism as well. So you've helped explain it to
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's how I was kind of figuring it would go as well, that we would, we get some input from the department heads, and we're then setting our priorities for what we want to accomplish in 2024, 2025. Then we delegate to those committees
Okay,
and set them individual goals.
okay.
Anything else we need to discuss during our workshop?
I don't think so, I'm quicker than I thought it was, but no, it answered all my questions, gets me prepared for March 10th now.
And the 17th is the second day, or
Just
that's
to back up, I think that's right. Hopefully we can get it done in one day. But I think it's great that we have a backup date.
Yes, yeah, we have 20-ish, 25-ish original plans from last year, not to mention all the recommendations in our new plans, so really sifting through all those and what's at the top of the pile to make the hardest.
Well, a lot of the stuff in the 2023, 2024 goal list were things that were carried over from years before, right? I mean, a lot of this has kind of been continuance for a long time. So to kind of get all of that together and summarize and figure out how that, maybe some of these old goals are no longer a priority when considering our.
Correct, yeah.
Does that, anybody have anything else, or we wanna call this meeting and
I don't have anything.
motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the workshop.
That's good. Move to adjourn our workshop, it has been seconded.
Okay.
We can do a roll.
Council member, we haven't done roll call for this meeting, so we'll have to do it for.
Yeah.
Anyway, Emerald Baker,
Aye,
to adjourn.
right, aye.
Carol,
Yes,
Happy,
Aye.
Keller,
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, those online will end this meeting and start a new one for the regular work session, thank you.